self-centered, and we always keep ourselves self-centered, balanced. So unlike other martial arts, we always have we have wide stances, and we keep our core relaxed and centered. The second thing that Sistema is based off of is using shoulder and rotation. A lot of our moves have to do with upper body, using circular motions and being very, very relaxed. A lot of systems, you tighten up for when you strike. Every technique that we do in Sistema is all about breathing. That's why Sistema means systematic flow in Russian, and that also translates into continuous flow. And the third thing that makes Sistema different from any other martial arts is because it's continuous flow. You never stop. If you do a technique and you can't continue that technique, you go right to another technique. So it's a systematic way of continuing the fight. The other thing with Sistema is our strikes are very different. We have hammer strikes versus corkscrew strikes. The principles between that and combative arms is because a hammer strike absorbs and penetrates to the target a lot quicker than either a corkscrew. Corkscrew only focuses on one particular part of the body. And also in Sistema too, it's based off a lot of pressure points. And the living Sistema, which is a thing that military combative arms do, is living Sistema is all about using it on a daily basis. When you do your push-ups, for example, you learn to breathe. When you walk, you learn to breathe. And it takes about 90 days to master the breathing principles. An example of Sistema push-up or in Russia would be just to hold, in fist position like this, keep back straight, and you just lower yourself, and you breathe. And then you come up, you twist up this way. And again, this is not very hard to do, but what it is, it's all about how you breathe. If you train your body to breathe, come up this way, then you learn to breathe. And again, I'm not using my wrist muscles, I'm using my oxygen. So those are a lot of techniques we teach in Sistema. So we do push-ups, we do the crunches, we do a lot of meditation because again, Sistema relaxes on being calm. If someone grabs you in the wrist or cross grab, there's different things we do. One of the things we don't want to do in Sistema is we don't want to create tension. In Sistema, we teach to relax. So we use a lot of circular moves in Sistema. If you talk about lines, squares, and circles, we use circles, triangles, and squares in Sistema. So we learn to just breathe and use the person's opponent by using the person's power of force or power of gravity. Sistema also has a lot of kinesiology in it. I'm going to bring myself closer to him, and creating an arm bar. So these are just examples of how Sistema works, using my shoulder. Because again, in Sistema, when you're in the military, you got to think about multiple attacks, multiple people. So unlike Kempo or Aikido, I'm not going to sit there and focus on one person. I got to focus on continuous space and continuous flow. So one of the first moves we learn to do is we learn to come up this way, strike the neck, continue, palm, heel, groin. Other things we learn to do is rotate, creating a tension on the forearm. We can smash, we can break, or we can just pull him to us without having to move. Again, that's where the center of core is all about. So if I want to bring him to me, I'm just going to bring him here, and then use my shoulder just to continue his off balance. You all right? Yep. Other things too is in Sistema too, we can also use extending ki. In Sistema, you see a lot of extensions. This is called an extension where I'm extended, you're extended, and then it leaves him openings for striking hammer strikes to the solar plex, the kidney, knee strikes. There's not a lot of kicks in Sistema like Muay Thai. We don't ever bring our legs above the waist because again, it will get us off balance, keeping ourselves planted. Other things we learn to do too is a lot of wrist locks, manipulation joints, and by continuing flowing circle motions, we can manipulate pretty much any way we want to go. Finger joint control, Other things, if you did the same grab, same wrist. Other techniques in Sistema, we learn to exfoliate, meaning to create bend, to create pressure. So by palm healing here, continue to flow, and then I'm also going to continue by dropping them and wrist locking that way. So you see a lot of this in Sistema, a lot of this, if he grabs me from behind, right? And Sistema, again, we're gonna keep our center core, and while he's centered, we're centered. We have to create a center point in the floor. So we step to the side, coming out this way. You know what I mean? And Aikido, you see a lot of that. You see a lot of just this. And again, I'm not tensing. If I just breathe, okay, and then turning, kicking to the groin, kicking to the knee. Other techniques in Russian Sistema you learn too is now just a twist. strike here. You know what I mean? And again, in Sistema is all about using as less energy as possible. And in Kempo, at Parker system, if he grabbed my wrist, I would step back, break, you know, pin against his arm and strike. But the only thing is now I'm engaged on one-on-one person. I'm engaged in just this person. I turn my back against someone that's possibly coming to an attack. And Kempo, you see a lot of this too. You see a lot of here, you know, breaking the arm, palm healing face. And kinesiology is all about using unemptied space. I mean, I prefer to use Sistema. I prefer to just rotate, strike, because then I still have my hands. You know, by grabbing, I take away my weapon. I just took my own hand. You know what I mean? By grabbing you. And then if you wanted to, you could grab me. And then now we become an arm struggle. You know what I mean? So it's the quickest way and the fastest way and the most fluid way. Other things too in Sistema versus corkscrewing. I'm just going to you feel the difference between this and this? Corkscrewing focuses, if you turn around, focuses just on that one target. Okay. Not only do we teach how to punch, we also learn how to absorb punches. So if you do a corkscrew to my midsection, right, a lot of the times people are going to tighten up.
Yep.
But if you punch again, so I can absorb those punches. And that's why Sistema is very different, because in combative arms, people aren't going to expect someone to go to reflex and to use their shoulder, because a natural reflex, if someone punches you closely, you know, your natural reflex is to just relax and and take that punch away. Go again. Yeah. See, I'm very good again. I just relax and I just absorb it. By relaxing, I let that muscle to absorb. Same thing if he decides to punch me to my temple. I can rotate using my shoulder. So this is a very different approach by just relaxing and rotating. Because a lot of the times you don't have to fight. A lot of times if he throws a punch and I just go like this, now I can come right back to the point of origin. So Sistema teaches point of origin. Other things too, with knives too, we do knife drills. If someone has a blade in a forward thrust, we use a lot of techniques like that. Again, this is taught in Sistema on how to just rotate and breathe, and then use their own momentum, use their own force against them without having to struggle. So it's a lot of rotational.
Nice, man, really nice. Let's see. I'm gonna put this video on YouTube and with
my website has more demonstrations. If you go on the website, does a lot of demonstrations.
Say the website then.
You can go on my personal website at www.holisticandorganicliving.com. Click on the link that says Russian Sistema and Aikido, and you'll see the demonstrations on how Sistema is a very different approach to modern arts.
See you guys.
Yeah.